Hi Kemi, I owe you an apology because yesterday I said I thought that both sides of the house should have got behind the news that there was going to be an inquiry into the grooming gangs. I thought it was wrong to make it a partisan issue because the only thought should have been with the survivors. But instead you had a little rant claiming that Labour had dithered on it, even though they've only been in office for less than a year, even though within 5 months of getting into office, the audit went out that Baroness Casey did, and within 6 months of that, they've already announced that there's going to be a national inquiry. So I thought you were quite disingenuous yesterday, but I do indeed owe you an apology. Because yesterday I said, could you have got any lower? And I was wrong. Yes, you could, and here you are today with Chris Philp proving it. You held a press conference with survivors, even though between October 2022 and July 2024, you were the Minister for Women and Equalities. During that time, you never mentioned grooming gangs in Parliament. And in fact, it was in January this year that you said that you had never spoken to a survivor. Yet suddenly, here you are, a few months later, using them for a press conference. Now, I don't blame the survivors because they're just going to take any hope they can get. They're going to do whatever to get justice. But you are blatantly exploiting them. And I think it says quite a bit that Labour aren't parading their survivors out and about to go, look what we've got. They're not tokens. They're people who are very, very vulnerable. And you have exploited them. I think this picture sums up everything yesterday. As you're ranting, pretending that now you care, the women on the front bench of Labour, many of whom are well documented to have done years and years of work in this area, supporting survivors and pushing for further action. And before somebody jumps in my comment with, oh, but why did they vote against a national inquiry? Do some fucking research, will you? It was an amendment to a bill, a safeguarding bill that was really important. If the amendment has passed, the safeguarding bill wouldn't have gone through. They were voted against it to protect the children. There was also an announcement at the same time that there was going to be an audit. So do some facts and stop listening to GB News, for goodness sake. But anyway, as I was saying, I think looking at these women that really did understand the gravity of this issue, listening to you jumping on the bandwagon, which is what Keir Starmer said. He didn't say everybody that was against this was jumping on a bandwagon. He said you were jumping on the bandwagon of the far right, and that is what you've done again. And it's shame on you. Shame on you that you exploited survivors. Whereas this lot made sure the survivors knew about the outcome of the audit before it went public and have continued to protect the survivors. And in every single interview, the only thing they talk about are the survivors. Whereas you just tell us what it's like to be a Tory, as you were.